Now, this document is really something. And I wanted, before I start reading it, because it really is something. I mean, I was going to do it all about Hollywood. And definitely this does fit in with what Hollywood is doing, but this, it deserves a whole nother video just focusing on this. Now, the thing, it just sent chills up my spine because all of these little pieces that I'm learning about what's happening and trying to put all these little things together, when I read this, it all came together. So then I had to find out, well, what is this? Well, this is a case, and I don't know if it's in a civil court. Yeah, initiating the civil docket. But I think that's where all of these cases start, in a civil court, and then the civil case always produces, well, it doesn't always produce a criminal case, but many times it does produce a criminal case. Out of the civil case comes a criminal case. So what is this? Let's go back here. Cyrus A. Parsa, the AI organization. It says the AI organization, Obama, Google, Biden's, Clinton, Schmidt sued in federal court. Oh, federal court. Weaponized AI. Okay. So initially I thought this was a civil court, but it looks like it's federal court. It's thundering out there, and Truman is having a hard time. And if it gets to, hey, Truman, come on, it's okay. So Obama, Google, Biden's, Clinton, Schmidt sued in federal court. Weaponized AI biotech transfer, endangering the lives of all people. Complicity to slave camps, China. So these are the AI organization and everyone. Versus Google LLC, Facebook Inc., DeepMind Inc., Alphabet Inc., Neuralink Inc., Tesla Inc., Larry Page, Sergey Brin, Sundar Pichai, Sundar Pichai, I don't know if that's how you say his last name, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Sison PR Newswire, and John Doe's 1 through 29 defendants. The complaint is, number one, misuse of artificial intelligence, cybernetics, robotics, biometrics, bioengineering, 5G, and quantum computing technology. So just leave those for a while, because as you get into this, you begin to understand what this all means. Number two, endangering the human race with the misuse of artificial intelligence technology. Number three, transfer of AI weapon technology to China. Number four, complicity in genocide China. Number five, violation of Article 1 Genocide Convention. Number 6, violation of Article 2 Genocide Convention. Number 7, violation of Article 3 Genocide Convention. Number 8, violation of Article 4 Genocide Convention. Number 9, social engineering of the human race with artificial intelligence. And I want to stop there. This is exactly what I have been talking about. And I have been getting this from MK Ultra victims, and a lot of it came together when I started listening to Og Tellez, and he's on YouTube, Augtellez. I believe that Og was taken at a young age. His parents were a part of it, but he was had a certain blood type and was bred for science and technology. That's what they wanted to use him for. So he does have a lot of knowledge about it. When he goes to explain it, he's had a lot of dissociation and torturing and stuff. So when he goes to explain it, sometimes you can see where he's struggling to come up with the right words. But I listen to him and I understand what he's saying. And I was getting out of it was that social engineering of the human race with artificial intelligence. In other words, we are breathing this stuff in, okay? This nanotechnology through chemtrails and probably other things that we don't even know, we don't even realize. So we're breathing it in, and these nanotechnologies behave, they multiply. So this nanotechnology, which is a plasma-based AI, from what I have gathered, a plasma-based AI system. Excuse me for a moment. So, getting back to this, number 8, violation of Article 4 Genocide Convention. Social engineering of the human race with artificial intelligence. And this is so much more than just nanotechnology that comes in through chemtrails. They're putting this stuff in everything. They're putting it in our food. They are saturating us with this stuff that actually multiplies inside of us. And it, I don't really know how to scientifically explain it other than this, that based on our past behaviors and our feelings and all of these things, all of this data they're collecting about us, where did we grow up? Where did we go to school? What our lives were like. Have we been to prison? Or did we go on to college? Are we religious? All this stuff. Based on all this data, and plus what it's getting from you, because now it's in your body. And it's, I guess, sending data or accumulating data or processing data while it's in your body. And it's also multiplying. And you're also getting it from multiple sources. And it can sort of manipulate you by processing the data and predicting which direction you're going to go. And sort of I think it gets into it here, but through various other ways that they've got this AI system set up, they can push you into one group or another that they need, so that they can have groups of people doing exactly what they want to do. And that's the simplest of versions of how I understand it. So it goes on to say, number 10, biodigital social programming of the human race by use of their biometrics and artificial intelligence. Number 11, brainwashing humanity with AI coding and algorithm bias. So you see how complicated all this stuff is. They're actually programming this nanotechnology, and like I said, from what I can get out of it, it's based on our past behavior and all this other data. And probably they have ways of reading things like our heart rates and all kinds of other things, so they know what we respond to and what we don't respond to. And I had read somewhere, I don't know if it was here, that there was a special interest in people who were resistant to the brainwashing. They want to find out why. So it says brainwashing humanity with AI coding and algorithm bias, cultural genocide by misuse of artificial intelligence. And I can only guess what the possibilities of this, It says defamation, negligent infliction of emotional distress. And that was 14 and 15. 16, negligent creation of nefarious AI technology. 17, masking genocide with AI technology. 18, fraud and intentional deceit. 19, negligent misrepresentation. 20, religious discrimination. 21, failure to engage in interactive process. 22, AI censorship and banning, AI Trump, China, and the weaponization of robotics with 5G and masking, quote, artificial intelligence dangers to humanity with the use of artificial intelligence. So they're using artificial intelligence to do these things. So here's where it gets crazy. Statement of claim. Case summary facts. Endangering humanity with the misuse of artificial intelligence, complicity in genocide, and aiding in physical genocide inside of China by transferring AI technology, engaging in cultural genocide of humanity, and controlling and programming the human race by social engineering via AI coding and AI algorithmic biometric manipulation, endangering and threatening all of the world's citizens and humanity by misusing and weaponizing artificial intelligence, quantum computing, robotics, 5G machines, smartphones, smart homes, smart cities, and LOTS, holograms, mixed reality, nanotechnology, cloning, and so many people talking about 5G and nanotechnology, and it's all right here, endangering and threatening all of the world's citizens and humanity. And, nanotechnology, cloning, genetic editing, I guess, cybernetics, bioengineering, and the creation of a digital AI brain linked to Google's search engine with the use and extraction of humanity's biometrics data. Digital biometric codes, including facial, voice, health, organ, neural network, and body recognition technology, thus controlling humanity's thoughts, actions, biology, biometrics, brain neural pathways, the human body's neural networks that reprograms all human beings through social engineering and biodigital social programming without their consent, knowledge, understanding, or free will, extracting humanity's digital footprints in breach of the Nuremberg laws, FTC Act 15 USC 41-58, and engaging in irresponsible and unsafe research and development of artificial general intelligence or artificial superintelligence that could enslave or kill off humanity, or give the power to the defendants to enslave humanity in numerous ways on the 5G and other developing networks. So let's just stop right here. I mean, I'm only just barely sort of guessing and figuring out how the nanotechnology works. The plasma-based nanotechnology that we are breathing in, and it gets into our bodies and nests, and it starts reproducing and it grows. But they're obviously doing a lot of different other things as well, and they're experimenting on people to try to figure out, well, what happens when we do this? Well, what happens when we do that? And obviously they're doing something to people's brains where they're putting AI parts and trying to create exactly what you saw at that CERN opening, I don't even know what ceremony, I guess, or ritual. Exactly what you saw. Mindless robots. And I believe this all goes to AI too. So they can sit up there like the puppet masters and control groups of people. It's insanity on the one hand. Well, on the other hand, it indicates that we might not be dealing with humans. So you take your pick. I know where I'm going with it. So these people want to treat human beings as large groups of AIs that they can control, just like a computer game. it's controlled by smartphones. Of course, I never am on my phone, ever. I keep it turned off. And the apps that are on the smartphones in connection with the network platforms. So I guess the 5G is the most effective way to do it. And it talks about how all these people are in on it. Google, Alphabet, Facebook, Neuralink, and DeepMind, and Tesla. And they're, introducing all of this stuff into the public and giving all these tech giants complete control and influence over Americans and humanity. They're working people like puppets. And that explains why these people are acting the way they are. Acting like that the American eagle that Nancy Pelosi has on her website, all of a sudden overnight it turned into a Nazi symbol when President Trump has it. And, it's insanity. It doesn't make any sense. Well, maybe they are being sort of told what to think and do. Maybe they spend a lot of time on their smartphones. And it says here, not informing the public that their dependency on smartphones, is due to frequencies and artificial intelligence software emitting from the AI systems and devices that is connecting to the neural networks of humans, creating a symbiotic process, making them a cyborg dependent, reliant, controlled, and programmed by the products and services provided by Google, Facebook, Alphabet, DeepMind, Tesla, and Neuralink. So it is true, because people go nuts if they don't have their internet. I didn't have it for a while today. Of course, I had this video to work on, and I already had all my stuff gathered together for it. So everything I needed was here on my computer. I didn't need to be online, but still, people go nuts. And sometimes it would make me nuts. If I was trying to upload a video, I would go nuts if I couldn't get on. So yeah, making them a cyborg, dependent, reliant, controlled, and programmed by the products and services provided by Google, Facebook, Alphabet, DeepMind, Tesla, and Neuralink. So our neurology is being linked up with AI system. And by the way, all of this whole thing explains what's going on in Mark Zuckerberg's mind, eyes, everything. Because, and the wifey thing, because he also said, I used to be human. And so they themselves are like this, and they know how it all works. So they want to do it to us where we don't even know it's happening, and then they can control us without us even knowing. So it says here, not informing the public that their dependency on smartphones is due to frequencies and artificial intelligence software emitting from the AI systems and devices that is connecting to the neural networks of humans through this nanotechnology and this plasma-based AI system that we're breathing in through these torsion fields, because it's not air like we think it is. It's able to contain these things in, whatever they're spraying on us. They've got it down to where it's in the atmosphere, and when we breathe it in, it takes hold and it starts reproducing. So to me, this just sounds like an advanced version of hive mind. The whole hive mind thing, the whole Babylonian mystery schools of how they mind control large groups of people, and it's all the hive mind idea. So writing code and having algorithms that influence liberals and conservatives to exponentially increase their hate for each other via their biometric systems and emotions. Because that's what I've also heard, is the thing that makes the nanotechnology grow is anger, fear, anger, all your negative emotions. And I'm sure that good, happy, healthy emotions, it doesn't stand a chance to take hold. But it's when you're angry and all that stuff that it grows. That causes it, that creates an environment where it can expand. And it even says here, endangering humanity at the geopolitical level with nation state leaders undergoing social engineering and biodigital social programming and controlled by their platforms to ignore human rights atrocities in China and around the world, stemming from the defendants' algorithm misuse and AI technologies, implicating the world leaders and their citizens to be charged under Article 2, 3, and 4 of the Genocide Conventions. This includes Canadian Prime Minister, the majority of the European leaders, and the leadership at the United Nations, the media, the press, their reporters, and others who have and are still censoring awareness for human rights violations in China or working against it. Writing code and algorithms that controls reporters, media, and the press's thoughts and actions beyond the normal manipulation they receive from special interest groups, producers, or friends who may be manipulating them, other reporters, and their covered content, thus weaponizing the media for Google's development against the media's free will and knowledge. So that's kind of interesting. And it even says here, writing code and sustaining algorithms that propagate an extreme amount of pornography, violent pornography, and insinuation of rape and prostitution that denigrates females, young girls, altering humanity's thoughts and family-based concepts of traditional health-based ethics via their biometric systems, hence contributing to rape, sex, and human trafficking and broken families. And I was noticing, I was watching something like Hercule Poirot, Agatha Christie thing from BBC, and the women are all disgusting. Well, they're men. They're all men. But what I'm saying is the way the men portray these female characters, or the way the women's characters are written, and of course, the big joke on us is they're being portrayed by men. They always make them either a bitch or a ninny or a variety of other negative. There's always something negative about women in these roles that they play. And likewise with a lot of men too. They're always portrayed as being violent and, testosterone driven. So I wanted to read that to you because I think it's really important that this guy is doing this, and there's a lot on this lawsuit. And again, it was mentioned, the tweet was mentioned in reference to President Trump and this woman. And it seems like this is a good way to introduce everything through something like this. This is the kind of thing that they wouldn't be expecting at all. I mean, they're focused on the president. They're focused on Barr. They're focused on Durham. They're focused on all these other people. But I think this right here has the potential to blow this whole thing wide open, because Jeffrey Epstein had the adrenochrome's only part of it. If you look at Lady Gaga, she ain't no lady. He ain't no lady. If you look at the videos, it's all about cyber, and I showed some of those pictures at the beginning. It's all about merging cyber and human beings. It's all about a hybrid, an AI hybrid. And if you look at the CERN ceremony, I mean, what did that look like to you? It looked like a bunch of vacuous robots. So they believe they've developed this technology. Obviously, they're experimenting, and they've got concentration camps over there in China. I feel like we should have to do something as a country to help these people in China. And remember, they were holding up the American flag, and there were so many of them in the streets. What do you think happened to those people? It's frightening to read this, but this guy filed this, and it's filed in a federal court. So it's there on the internet for your discretion. It's very long, it's very frightening. And when you realize all this stuff, they even talk about our washers and our dryers in here. I mean, I can't go through it, it's 1,000 pages. We're right on the verge of something huge and the whole thing coming together. I hope that you enjoy your evening, and I will see you on Sunday. And this is Truman the dog and myself, and we're signing off.